You're playing Vali and Sugriva, and they are trying to defeat Dundubi, who's raising an army to essentially crush Kishkindha.
So the idea was, what if the brothers stay together till their end?
And we want to be very respectful to the Valmiki Ramayana. Their third character, NG. This is a big part of the gameplay, the fact that they will do those very intense, acrobatic, and over-the-top actions.
Special ability of Vali to pull half power from his opponent. So that's something we are playing with.
We have an opportunity to do something very, very unique.
Hey guys, welcome to IGN India. Today we are at Asva Studios and I'm sitting here with some really special guests. So Julien and Pavan, welcome to IGN India.
Nice. Thank you.
Hello, this is Julien Lamoureux, game director at Asva.
Hi, this is Pavan. I'm the CTO here at Asva Studios.
Hi, my name is Nirvana Treya, and I'm the music director for TUT.
And you're watching us on
IGN
India.
The ultimate twins. What is it and how would you define it in a sentence?
It was a happy accident that we ended up on Vali and Sugriva, right? At that point of time, it was just a part of storytelling. Whether it was a movie, it was a TV series, whether it was a game, nothing, right? At that stage, it was just a story. And then we started working on it. So we had a story written for their epic battles and all that. And at some stage, I was like, I don't know, this is not right. So I spoke to Parvez and then said, why are we always showing the bitterness of these brothers there? So I had, again, it comes to my own sentiments that brothers should never fight. So why don't we explore the golden age of brothers? Just like the golden age of Rama, the Ramayana. Then I had a discussion with Parvez there and we thought this would be a great game idea, right? To co-op players. So the idea was, what if the brothers stay together till their end? It also carries a message to the present world as well. What the brothers can stay and together and conquer the world, right? That's more easier than you fight. So we wanted to tell that part of sweet story, and it also has good journey. Of course, it is not written exactly in Ramayana, but we could imagine how it could have been. That is what we wanted to show to the people.
So what is the story of this game? Where does the narrative take us? And we have heard this ultimate demise of Vali,
Yes.
right? And that too from the hands of Prabhu Ramchandra. So that couldn't be the end of the game. How are we gonna see the exact story?
It doesn't go till the Vali's death. So we are only ending at the defeat of Dundubi, how their campaign ends up defeating Dundubi. Vali definitely defeats Dundubi in the actual story, but he does it on his own, and nobody has seen or written or read about how it went on, right? We just know that he defeated in a duel and broken him into pieces and threw his parts away, right? But in here, what's happening is Vali still does that, but how did Sugriva help to do that? The journey, what are the ups and downs? What did Sugriva do or what did Vali do to help each other? And what is the monkey's role in here? It's just that little nuances of screenplay and how do we bring grandiousness, the environment it could be, or the setups of battles, whether it could be anything, that little change to make it more fun. So that's the only thing. So it will be more fun than anything else.
Yes, so in the Ultimate Twins, Legends of the Vanara, you're playing Vali and Sugriva, but in this time they're actually fighting alongside and they are trying to defeat Dundubi, who's raising an army to essentially crush Kishkindha. So that will lead you across India in a quest to defeat him. And alongside you're also playing with NG, which is our third playable character, and he kind of completes this trio. So it's a third-person action-adventure that you can play either in solo or co-op.
Now that we've already talked about Ramayana, and we know for the fact that this is based in the age of Ramayana, are we gonna see any characters from Ramayana in the game?
So the simple answer is yes. That being said, it's too early right now. We don't want to discuss about the specifics, but you will see more characters from the Ramayana and also from different Indian epics.
Different Indian epics?
Yes.
Wow, for a moment I was like, okay, different characters. I'm like, different Indian epics. Wow, that has to be something that you guys are looking forward to. Now, I understand like every storyteller has to take some kind of creative liberties while retelling the stories, right? What kind of liberties do you plan on taking, or are you guys looking into?
And we want to be very respectful to the Valmiki Ramayana and the way that they portrayed the Vanaras. Vali and Sugriva, they are very stoic, very serious warriors, very duty-driven, and we want to stay true to that in terms of tone and the interaction that they're having with the world and with each others. But obviously, we don't just want the game to be mega serious the entire time. So having NG there is a perfect comical relief, of course. Having a small monkeys is the perfect character. NG is the first obvious one, like he didn't existed. And again, for comical relief, but also for creating this cool trio system and the asymmetry, we've created him. There's also Dundubi, like in the real story, the Dundubi confrontation is really more about like him being arrogant and bragging and trying to fight with Vali in a duel. This is not at all what we're doing. Actually, Dundubi is building his own army and he's forcing the players to go across all India, because this was also something that was really important for us to not just stay in Kishkindha, but be able to explore different parts of India. We're not trying or pretending to be lore accurate. We're really inspiring ourselves from the Ramayana, but after that, we're crafting the best experience possible.
Now, coming back to the core mechanics, now every time you say Angie, I'm like, okay, I need to play that character. So how exactly is the gameplay gonna look like playing 3 characters at a time?
Like at its core, this game really calls out for like a, we like to say like a love letter to the 90s brawler, like for people that remember like all those old school like beat them up where you would play with your brothers or friends or whoever. So this, at its core, this is kind of what we're trying to achieve, like that kind of emotion. But obviously, we didn't just want to create a co-op game in 3D. So one idea that struck us was like, well, there's third character, NG, that is an amazing opportunity to create something fresh. So we call that the trio system. So the idea is that, let's say we're playing together, so I'm Vali, you're Sugriva, but right from the beginning, I could decide to jump and start controlling NG. And then from that point, you could decide to jump and control Vali, and then basically, players have the full ownership on the 3 characters. So we really want to make a system where, like, as a player, you actually not just care about your own avatar, but the 3 avatars. And that kind of translates into the brotherhood emotion that we're trying to create with this game.
Is this going to be an open world game, or is it going to be a linear story? How is it going to look like?
So right from the beginning, we've decided to focus more on the linear campaign. First, the story, I would argue, calls for it. Also, like this is our first project as a studio, so we really want to focus on the quality instead of the quantity. We rather like push for a meaningful campaign that we can really craft and make sure that like the gameplay and the stories and everything just flow perfectly and deliver something great to the player instead of like spreading ourselves too thin on like multiple huge map with a lot of different activities.
All right. So you told us that players will be traveling around India. Are we actually seeing the real places, you know, be it North India, be it West India, the South? Are we actually going to see all of this in the game?
So yes, of course, players will be traveling all around India. That was kind of the one of the main goals that we gave ourselves. We again, India is super rich in terms of diversity, in terms of fauna, in terms of biome. So we definitely want to make sure that the players are making and seeing the most out of it. And the way it will work is like, again, like we are a linear campaign. So you'll have different episodes where like you're going from one place to another, and then there's different events that drives you to the other, and so on and so forth.
If I could say one example to Pata Loka, so how do you go inside? How do you come out from there? So something like that, right? So you don't know exactly where that Pata Loka is there, but you're traveling to depths of the earth as well, and then what else you're finding there. So that's the part of journey.
Now talking about going around India, India has so much culture, so much differences. We were talking about languages, but it also translates to music. Every region has its own classical music, its own instruments, right? How do you plan on bringing all of this, or are you even planning on doing this, or is this just going to be focused on one particular region of the country?
It's a work in progress as a composer. I love to basically travel around different geographies within India currently, and then, you know, in my own musical journeys abroad as well. But I love to basically travel and understand first, like, what musical instruments are being used in specific cultures, like why a certain tribe, like a Gond tribe, uses like that typical sound we've heard like in Cricket World Cup ads like 15 years ago. I didn't even know it was actually from that particular tribe, for example, until I started discovering it now. And I think what I would like to do is to find specific uses of specific like instruments, and the vocals and the voice especially is like such a cultural aspect of India, whether it's the South, the north, the east, or the west. And honestly, I think I would like to be a little bit smart about the way we utilize these sounds, rather than just be like, oh, abhi drum mila, bas drum dal do isme, like now it sounds like a war thing. I think we have an opportunity to do something very, very unique. And I definitely intend on doing that with whatever I discover for this particular game, especially if you're trying to bring out something in an environment that is, something in your imagination. You literally have to create it from scratch. So how we do that has to be a very, very tactical decision. And yeah, I think it also gives a lot of space for like freedom. This is epics and legends, and you have a lot of scope for improvisation here.
Alright, so the game is very far away, 2029, and the excitement is already here. Everybody wants to see what the game would look like or what the gameplay would even be like. Can you please tell us something?
So yes, well, the gameplay, the main fantasy of the game is, would it be to play Vanara? So this is really what we're trying to achieve there. So who are the Vanaras? Well, they are a very strong being. They make the most of the world around them. So obviously this is the more fighting and combat aspect. So when we're talking about those 90s co-op brawler, like this is really that aspect. But they're also very, very agile, right? So obviously this is a big part of the gameplay, the fact that they will do those very intense, acrobatic and over-the-top actions. They are also very, very powerful. Like they are like supernatural beings, so you can expect like epic encounters and very intense moments and different fights.
Yeah, and don't forget the special ability of Vali to pull half power from his opponent. So that's something we are playing with.
We don't want to give too much away right now because we feel like the best way to showcase it will be with actual gameplay, and then we can't wait to show you the actual gameplay version
and
of
at
it.
the same time, two brothers, right?
Yes.
Playing with their emotions, and what if one of the brother is not available to play?
Ooh.
That's you can imagine what can happen. So that's the part of the storyline, right? So it's up to imagination now for everybody to think.
Now, speaking about the gameplay itself, a lot of the comments, right, when we posted the trailer and the making video as well, a lot of these people are like, you say that you're making a game and you don't even show a single glimpse of gameplay. What do you have to say to them?
Well, first, they're totally right, and that's totally fair for them to say that, and we're totally aware. And right now, we're working very hard on the gameplay. But like the moment we will be releasing the gameplay is going to be the moment where we feel the gameplay is on par with the quality that we're striving for. So yeah, rest assured, we will obviously deliver gameplay the next time we're meeting. We'll have an actual playable demo.
Now, to capture the true essence of the Indianness of the game, are you guys planning on, introducing localization for language and support for different languages?
Yes, I saw the comments, but I'm clearly not the person to get involved into that. So I'll pass the ball to my friend Pavan.
Yeah, so initially everything was on cards except for English. Telugu was we were planning. We are definitely planning in Telugu, but our culture, the respect that we give to elders, or the storyline, the little bits and pieces, the nuances in the storyline, right? We wanted that to be translated to everyone so that everybody can understand. If you do it in Telugu, will it be lost? That's something that we were up for discussion. I think in this entire journey of starting this game, that was the toughest part. Imagine. It's too early to say anything right now, but you'll get to know whatever it is in the coming months or years when the game comes out. Yeah, so ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడుకున్నట్టుగా ఫస్ట్ యాక్చువల్లీ దీన్ని తెలుగులో చేద్దాం అనుకున్నాము, కానీ ఇండియన్ వైడ్ ఆడియన్స్కి మొత్తం వెళ్ళడానికి కోసం అని చెప్పేసి ఇంగ్లీష్లో చేసాము. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఫీల్ దట్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డన్ ఇన్ తెలుగు, చెప్పండి, మెసేజ్లో డ్రాప్ చేయండి, అండ్ మనం తెలుగులో చేద్దాం దీన్ని. యా.
Any of the recent games that have inspired you? I'm like, oh, this is the stakes, that this is what music can do to a game.
Last of Us Part 2, and more Last of Us. My God, I'll be very honest with you. Again, might get hate for this, but I personally love the minimalism that the composer has used in this. I mean, though everyone's probably played Last of Us by now, but the immersiveness that just having a guitar and just having the music centered around one acoustic instrument
is called luck, and it is gonna run out.
The impact that it gives you is pretty deep. It's tremendous. It's like it doesn't have that overpowering like orchestral cinematic feel that a lot of like obvious combat-driven, action-driven games have, which I love, by the way, which we all have to learn to compose, which obviously, without revealing too much, we will definitely find our own blend for this game as well.
No more games, brother. Let's bring them down.
I still remember the first ever gaming experience that I've had, PlayStation, which is Spider-Man 1, Activision ka. It was like when Doc Ock and Carnage basically come out and fuse into, I forgot the actual final boss's name. But the impact of boss music was like instilled in me. I mean, I was shivering when I was a kid when I used to play these games. So hopefully I can bring out something to that effect in this game. We'll see. It's a work in progress.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today. Do make sure you subscribe to IGN India so that you can get every update on this game right here. And thank you so much Julien and Pavan for talking to us.
Thank you Manasi. Thank you so much.